Hey everybody, welcome back. Man, there's so much chaos going on here because everyone's coming in, everyone's getting ready for the big event tonight. Right. We're at Gasworks Park. This is Jenna, I'm Michelle. So glad to see you guys this afternoon.
We're going to try to kick off this Fast Five again. The 5 important things that you need to know.
Yes, you need to hear it.
All right, so the number one, some unexpected visitors surprised a couple boating on Puget Sound. 3 dolphins jumped out of the water. Karen and her husband John spotted the dolphins in Bud Inlet, that's near the port of Olympia. After the couple shared their video, the Orca Network said the dolphins are from warmer waters and not native to this area. Number 2, researchers were able to inject southern resident orca J50 with antibiotics. It's a rare emergency effort to save her life. And researchers spotted the 3-year-old orca on Wednesday near San Juan Island. She was small and thin, but able to keep up with her mother and siblings. The team is now deciding whether to feed J50 live salmon from a boat.
Wow.
Moving on, tax money from cannabis is coming in faster than expected, and there's still a fight over how to spend the revenue. Right now, almost 2/3 of it goes to pay for health care for low-income families. But soon, lawmakers will be able to adjust where cannabis tax money goes. And Revive I-5 is back this weekend, but this time it's only a partial closure beginning tonight at 8 p.m. through early Monday morning. Northbound I-5 will be down to 2 lanes from Alborough to 520 exit. And WashDOT still wants people to still treat this as if it was a full closure to avoid heavy backups. And then heads up, if you have outdoor weekend plans, our Saturday could be stormy. Scattered showers will start moving into the Puget Sound area by early morning, and they'll stick around throughout the day with a few isolated thunderstorms in the mix.
Hopefully they're little.
Outdoor plans, keep that in mind.
Hopefully they're just quick if it happens, you know?
Right. Come in and then leave.
Yeah.
Come in and then leave.
Well, we've been telling you all afternoon we are at Gasworks Park. This is Obliteride's kickoff party, and right behind us you can see all these people sharing who they are riding for. I love that. It gives so many people hope and inspiration. And, you know, we've been talking about the research that goes on at Fred Hutch, and I have this awesome story about a little girl who is benefiting from some of that research.
Oh, I love that.
And her name is Lucy, and we're going to hear from her mom, Nicole.
Do they have to wear princess dresses to go to princess school? Oh man. What about princesses wear pants?
I think Lucy doesn't know life before cancer, so this is her life. She has known or doesn't recall any other life.
Do you remember the last time Max helped you with your hair? You don't? You were pretty little.
My name is Nicole, and I am fighting for Fred Hutch Cancer Research because I am the mother of a little girl who has been battling leukemia for almost 4 years. Lucy is now 6, and she was diagnosed just after her 3rd birthday. I think the initial diagnosis, your child has cancer, is terrifying, life-altering. I think I had to quit my job and be the mother of a sick child. So multiple trips to the hospital, multiple stays in the hospital, multiple trips to Fred Hutch or SCCA collaboratively. And for her, I think, in her, you know, I can't speak for her, but I think from a mother's perspective, she's missed out on so many things. Lucy's 2nd transplant was cord blood transplant, and pregnant women can donate their cord blood, and I know that there's a shortage, but that saves lives, and I believe that that is helping Lucy, and I believe that's part of the reason she's here today, and that's thanks to Fred Hutch Research.
I think I like the princesses that wear pants.
I think this summer is the first time that we've actually been a little free, so we're doing all the things, everything we can, we're doing because we can.
You're paying me with rubber bands?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Lucy has taught me today is good, to stay present, and I know you hear these things all the time. Don't live in the past, don't live in the future, stay present, and I think having this experience really helps us to stay in today and to live in the now. And I wouldn't have had that perspective otherwise. I wish I had that perspective without cancer. But we don't, and we take it and we run with it, and we just try to live life to the fullest every day. any donation, I think, helps to allow for research to continue their research and hopefully ultimately find a cure. I don't want any other family to have to go through what our family has gone through, and I don't want any other child to have to. So I think funding research is going to be a lifelong goal no matter how Lucy's story ends.
Wow, I am so inspired by Lucy and Nicole and the whole family. They are so wonderful. And, you know, Nicole makes a really good point, the mom. She said, you know, if you could just maybe cut out your latte for a week and give that money away to Fred Hutch, so much research could be going on. And something that I learned, only 4% of the funding that comes from the federal government for cancer research, only 4% goes to pediatric cancer.
Wow.
That's so small. So that means the majority comes from private donors.
Wow.
And I mean, gosh, pediatric cancer.
Huge.
Do you know what I mean? These are little babies.
Babies, and they're so strong.
I know, they are
So
strong.
unbelievably strong.
Lucy is especially strong. So I want to tell you, if you want to help Lucy, you can text her name, L-U-C-Y, to 206-448-4545, and we'll kick you back a link to her page and find out how you can help support and help her as well. But she's so cute. Loved hanging out with her.
Special experience.
Yeah, very special.
Absolutely. All right.
All right, so in the meantime, let's go over to Chris Cashman because he has a very big important person
Take a look,
from
I even
Fred
got my
Hutch.
show socks on. When you're going to talk to the president, you got to wear the official Obliteride socks, ladies and gentlemen. The president and director of Fred Hutch Cancer Research, the great Gary Gilliland, is here. Doctor, I should also mention, by the way, a renowned physician, scientist. So this is the big brain behind the Hutch. We are so lucky to have Fred Hutch in our backyard. We're lucky to have you at the wheel. I got to say, Gary, I was so inspired when I heard you put yourself and Fred Hutch on the shot clock to say, by 2025, we're going to have cures to most forms of cancer. Why would you do such a thing? I love it. I'm happy to hear it. But that's a very bold claim.
Well, thank you, Chris. And
Yeah.
I've had that question asked me many times, and I stand behind that statement. And the way that I would frame it is to say, if we don't do that, then we failed our patients. We failed to execute on things that we know that we can do. There is so much incredible hope around the innovations that are happening in immunotherapy.
Yeah.
We're developing new treatments for breast cancer, colon cancer, lung cancer, brain cancer, prostate cancer, and you know the number just keeps growing, and we're going to get there. So my view is that if we don't make that happen, then that's on us.
Right.
And the way that we can get there, Chris, is to have the kind of support that Obliteride and other events like this provide. People that are willing to provide support for us to do the innovative things, the creative things, to kind of take it to the next step.
Well, let's talk about that. I mean, 2025, I love it because we're talking about less than 10 years. This isn't some distant 20, 30 years from now. We've got ourselves within eye line of this, and you're talking about the importance of the fundraising. Obliteride is one. I know you raised upwards of $2.8 million a year ago. We're hoping to topple that this year. We've got things like the Hutch Holiday Gala that I'm lucky enough to be a part of, and the Innovators Network, which maybe you noticed I'm hiding this little pin here.
I like
That's
that.
something that's got a comma attached to it. I'm a donor. I'm proud to do it. As a young adult, this is the first thing that I've been able to get behind financially, and the Innovators Network is essentially a group of young professionals who say, hey, I'm not going to wait for my parents to change the world. We want to fund this innovative research that Fred Hutch is known for. So talk about the importance of these dollars.
Well, we so appreciate that, and Obliteride's now up to $14 million that's been raised to support cancer research. So many young people, 8 out of 10 millennials actually provide charitable contributions, and more importantly than that, they, as you, want to get involved. They want to be part of this. They want to do something more than just, you know, providing dollars. And this Innovators Network that you participate in has been so important for us. So we really do appreciate the vibrancy, but also the belief and the youth and the vigor and the enthusiasm. It drives me, it drives our investigators, and it's so inspiring for me to have people like you and your colleagues involved in helping support the Hutch's mission.
Well, I can't think of anything more important, and the great work that you're doing at Fred Hutch is so important to me personally, to so many families, to all of the people who are going to show up here and support Obliteride. Before we let you go, before we get you out of the hot seat, we just want to talk about, I mean, 2025, ladies and gentlemen, you heard me correctly. He's saying, we're going to get those cures. We need your money to do it. That's a big part of why we're here today. But talk about some of the breakthroughs, because that's ultimately, right, is the proof is in the pudding. Some of these things like immunotherapy that are working.
Well, yes, Chris, and the breakthroughs have been absolutely spectacular. We're curing cancers that we once thought were unapproachable, and it is based in large part for many cancers on harnessing the power of your immune system and my immune system.
Right.
How do our bodies know how to kill cancer cells, they know how to fight them. We just need to give them the help that they need for that. And that's where our molecular biology and our innovative approaches to activating the immune system are coming into play. So we are curing cancers that we once thought were unapproachable, and that's the most exciting thing. And when you come back to this, the 2025, it's as you said, I do get some pushback on this. Are you over-promising and under-delivering? And the answer is no, we're not, because we made that promise. It was a 10-year promise several years ago. And if you look at the number of new drugs that are approved by the FDA, the Federal Drug Administration, and the number of indications that it's being approved for, it's clear that we're on track to do that.
Right.
So I think we're actually a little bit ahead of track for 2025, and there's nothing wrong with that if we can get there.
That's great news. Thank you so much for being here, for all the great work you're doing, Dr. Gary Gilliland, Fred Hutch. You guys are amazing. Obliteride's just one fraction. Again, you can text the word CURE 206-448-4545. We'll take you back links about Obliteride and then some. Join me. Be a part of the Innovators Network. Don't wait for the rest of the world. You can do it. You can make a difference. Do it.
Be part of it, and join the other 2,500 Obliteride writers that we have and the thousands of donors that we have that are here today. What a wonderful celebration of community. The Hutch is right across this lake.
That's right.
You can see it from where we're sitting, and come visit us. We'd be happy to take you on a tour and help you understand better what we're working on.
Thank you, Doc. All right, we're going to kick it over to Jenna and Michelle.
Thanks so much, Chris. 2025.
Yeah.
Obliterating cancer by 2025.
Goal, but it's also an admirable goal, right?
Yeah.
Like you want this to could totally go away.
And I feel like if anyone could do it, Fred Hutch could do it.
There you
Could be
go.
a big part of that. We are getting so many texts from you at home sharing some of your stories. Jenna, do you want to read one of those texts?
Yeah, the question that we asked was there anyone that has inspired you through their own challenges? Sometimes we see people going through their challenge and we say, you know what, this is super inspiring. I've watched you battle this, and now I feel like I can conquer anything. And we've gotten some answers. Someone said, when I was 10, my cousin died in a snowboarding accident. He was my aunt's only son. Watching her grieve him and ultimately come out on the other side, a more enlightened and loving person, has always been an inspiration to me. Now that I have a son who shares my cousin's name, I find her strength that much more
Oh my
powerful.
gosh.
You know what, and talking to
That's
someone
beautiful.
who has lost a loved one, that really does inspire you,
Yeah.
especially when they can open their heart, be loving and giving, despite having lost something.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me read one more because this is pretty good too. My daughter inspires me. She was diagnosed at age 10 with aplastic anemia, a cancer of the blood, similar to leukemia, except your body doesn't produce any cells, any blood cells, so like any white or red blood cells. She turns 21 next month and is 7 years cancer-free. She has come through this with more grace and good humor than should be humanly possible.
That's
Oh, makes me
I love
want to
you
tear
guys
up.
so bad.
I know.
I
Look
know what you think of your little one.
It just makes me want to tear up though, because so many great stories. You know, you just hear so many inspirational stories from people, especially on a day like today.
Absolutely, and we're getting ready to toss it over to Angela Russell, who's there with Mimi and Jake.
From the morning show.
They're battling it out.
They are. They got something going on for Obliteride.
That's right. You know, we talk about these powerful stories and giving to cure cancer. Part of this is also writing. And Jake and Mimi are writing. You're a veteran in this.
Yeah, this is my 5th year. This is Jake's first. He's the rookie. Yep.
Yeah.
I roped him into this.
Well, first of all, before we get into the nitty-gritty of your little friendly competition, we're going to have a big unveil tomorrow. Tell us why you're writing and who you're writing for.
I'm writing for my dad, who died last year of colon cancer, and I started 5 years ago. It was just something that I felt I wanted to do, because a lot of times people who are affected by cancer, you know, the family, the friends, they feel hopeless. They feel helpless, I should say. And so by doing this, it allows me to feel like I'm raising money for cancer research. If I can't help my dad, I can help others. save lives.
Yeah, you know, and I, just like all of us, I mean, I know so many people are at least 1 degree of separation from someone who's been impacted by cancer, so I feel a strong resolve to be doing this, but also I'm writing for my granny, Joanne Wittenberg. She passed away of cancer, but inspires me every day, you know, and I think about her all the time. We put our, you know, your dad's name on the wall, my granny's name on the wall, so it just feels so great to be out here. This is incredible. All the energy out here is amazing. I'm doing it for Granny.
So tell us about this competition. I mean, it's about raising money for Fred Hutch. 100% of the money goes to cancer research. So what are you guys...
Well, if you know Jake and myself, we'd like to compete.
We're competitors on the morning show,
yes.
Yeah.
So we decided to see who can raise the most money by the time we cross the finish line by tomorrow.
Yeah.
And so I haven't actually been keeping track of Jake's fundraising efforts on purpose.
I have. I've been keeping close.
So I have no idea where I am and where he is.
Yeah.
So I have raised so far $1,285.
When did that come in?
That was...
When did that last? All right, so you just did it?
Michelle helped. She said she's on Team Mimi.
All right, so someone just tipped the scales. No, I'm at $1,100. $1,130.
Oh, okay.
Before this live shot, I swear I was ahead of you. So
You were.
You know what happened? He was bragging to everyone on the head. And the head meeting hadn't gotten here yet, so I do think Michelle went in and like...
I should have just kept my mouth shut.
Yeah,
So if you want to donate,
all
you can go to our Facebook pages. I think we posted this on Twitter, Instagram. You can find our social media pages. Donate. It really doesn't matter whether or not you donate to Jake.
Not at all. What? You're a rascal. We're going to be on Facebook tomorrow, too, right? We're going to decide we're going to do a Facebook Live on the ride as well, so you can donate all the way through tomorrow. It's going to be fun. So check us out on social.
And before you guys go, there's something I do want to point out. This is your first year, and you said you've never ridden a bike before. Because I have to say, I've heard about this event, but I always think, I can't ride that far. I mean, what did...
So I've ridden a bike, right, just not for anything more than maybe a mile, right, or to show my kids how to ride a bike. 25 miles? So I went on Amazon, I got those tight shorts.
Padded shorts?
The padded shorts.
You're going to need those.
I think they're a little big, but we're going to find out how they work tomorrow.
Here's the deal, here's the deal with 25 miles. It sounds like a lot, and it is. By the end of it, you are exhausted.
Yeah.
But I think when you are thinking about the people you are riding for, and I've written the names of strangers, of family and friends who have been touched by cancer, those who have passed and those who are still fighting, it helps me as I'm riding. And as I'm tackling those hills and I think, oh, this is so hard, I think, no, that is not hard compared to what so many people have been through, including my dad. Years of chemotherapy and surgeries and radiation.
Yeah, and it's going the distance for them and those who will be touched and have been touched by cancer.
Yeah.
So thanks for sharing your stories, and we have a lot more of them actually coming up on this show, so stay with us.